I'm Leah from a music blog, and I'm here with one member of Protest the Hero. Welcome.
Hello.
So on the 3rd of November, you embark on your first, or not your first, but your North American tour. What are you most looking forward to?
Watching our new drummer Trip on stage. That's what I'm most looking forward to.
So which 3 things could you not live without while on tour?
Beer, and other booze of any kind. Contact lenses or glasses because I'm absolutely blind. And gambling. I gamble a lot in the van, on Yahtzee especially.
So you guys have toured with some pretty big acts. Did you have any particular favorites that you really enjoyed sharing the stage with?
My favorite was touring with Dragon Force because we got booed on stage pretty much every night. Actually, there was one night where we didn't, so it was kind of like a triumphant thing.
And what's one of the funniest things to happen to you guys at a gig, other than the story you just told?
One time we played in Germany, and I forget where it was, but there's literally 10 people that showed up. And we were talking backstage, and we thought that, oh no, it's going to be, we were being negative. And we're like, oh, it's going to suck. What are we doing here? And then we thought, how can we make it kind of fun? And Rhodey came up with the idea that why don't we say that we're filming a DVD? And then people get really into it and it might be fun. And he said that right off the bat. And I don't think people believed it, but they got more excited anyway. And then it turned into this really cool, it sounds corny, but intimate kind of show. And kids were on stage, all 10 of them, and we just played. Cool. And it was really weird, but it was fun. And we still talk about it fondly.
So your 4th album, Volition, comes out on October 29th. What's the significance behind the album's title?
Well, last time we came out with an album called Scurrilous, and it was named that because the artwork that our bassist grandfather painted, his late grandfather, that painting was called Scurrilous, so it was kind of named for us. So this time, Rhodey, actually our singer, came up with Volition, because although it's not a concept album, it seems to wrap up the whole album. The lyrics are a lot about the choices that he's made and the choices that other people make and that affect us. So Volition seemed to work.
Do you guys have anything planned to celebrate the record's release?
We already had a listening party, which was fun, and it's kind of like a big Jack and Jill party. Other than that, yeah, it already leaked, so there's nothing to really celebrate on the 29th.
Do you have any comments about the leaking of the album?
No, it's one of those things that just happens, and that's another one of those things that just happens. There's nothing you really do about it. It's just, I don't know. You hope that it's closer to the actual release, but right. It's only 2 weeks out, so it's not so bad.
So the opening track on that album, Clarity, really sets the tone for the entire album. So is there anything you guys did in the studio to kind of keep the energy levels really high?
Not really. It was actually a really laid-back recording experience because we had more money this time to actually sit back and just take our time and do it. So yeah, I guess the fact that it's high energy would just be because we set the beats per minute really high for each song. So that's pretty much it. And then we just sat there and pieced it all together.
Right. So what was your favorite thing about the process of writing and recording the album? I don't know. That's the best part to me. Touring's fun and traveling's great, but writing and recording, as much as it sucks at times because it's so tedious, it's always fun. And I have probably some of the fondest memories of my life are from recording, just because you go in a studio, you become a complete idiot and get all zany for 2 or 3 months. And this time we weren't rushed, so we became even more of that zany idiots that we become. So it's all fond memories. So you recorded 4 studio albums now. How do you feel that your band has evolved since 2005 when you first released an EP?
Not very much, actually. Kind of do the same thing that we did then. We're just a little better at it, I hope. It's a really bad answer, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So moving on to the slightly less serious questions. Who would be in your ultimate concert lineup if you were to kind of create a festival?
Extreme. I don't know if you know Extreme.
No.
Just Extreme.
Okay. and playing
Over
each
and over?
album. Well, not over and over, just
Okay.
like they'll come out as Extreme,
Mm-hmm.
playing, you know, the early stuff, and then they'll come back out dressed a little different to reflect the time era, and just play through all their albums.
So last week you tweeted, "Sometimes I forget how amazing and respectful our fans are. With such a loyal fan base, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?"
I think that when I tweeted that, or when we tweeted that, we were referring to the listening party that I mentioned.
Oh, okay.
I thought that there was like 80 or so people that bought that perk through our Indiegogo campaign.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, we thought that maybe that's kind of weird. I don't know, because usually when we have a listening party, it's just like our friends, like our moms, and you know, just really tight knit, and you just have a good time. And this time there was, you know, over 100 people. So I think that after the night, we thought that we might get like, I don't want to say like crazed fans or anything like that, but people that kind of like ask a lot of questions or go,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, don't leave you alone for the night, or kind of, you know, become super fans. And that wasn't at all the case. They were all like there to just have a good time and listen to the album, and we're super respectful of the studio, because we were in a really expensive studio where we recorded. And I think although it does branch out to all our fans, that particularly was just about the listening party and just having a really good time with people that we don't really know that well.
Right.
Yeah.
So for our last question, what's something about Protest the Hero that no one yet knows?
Well, we have a new drummer who's been watching me do this interview, Sweat, and his name is Michael Arati. He's from Ottawa. Cheers, Mike.
Cheers, bud.
So people do know about this, but they don't really know that I actually care about him. And this is mostly for the camera.
It is all for the camera.
Yeah, we don't really care about each other, but we're working at it.
Nor am I the drummer or play drums.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for doing the interview.
No problem.